Welcome into another exciting edition of the Marvin Constant Show. This is Stephen Ray filling in for Marvin today, and our thoughts and prayers are definitely with him. And I'm going to turn it over to my co-host for today to tell everybody where Marvin is.
Marvin, come. You're not Marvin.
No, I'm not.
Stingray. Okay. Well, welcome to Marvin Constant Show, Stingray. Got some sad news out there. Marvin's uncle passed away. He's with his family. We planned this Iron Bowl special for a long time, but family comes first, and our thoughts and prayers are with Marvin. But with that said, this is the Iron Bowl week, baby. This is what it's all about for Alabamians. Man, I'm telling you what, I'm psyched up. But I was about to say Marvin again. Stingray.
Yes.
Just like Paul Feinbaum wakes up in the morning sweating, knowing that Stingray knows all the facts, knows that he knows more about college football than he ever will. Auburn, Alabama right now, everybody living in Auburn, Alabama right now is crying. They're waking up in the morning sad. They're mad. They're thinking to themselves, man, why does we got to play this game? I hope it gets postponed like the LSU game. Man, you know what? It's not going to get postponed because Saturday, November 28th, I believe. Is it 28th? Oh, yeah, okay. November 28th. This is Alabama's, and it's going down. So, but just like every other episode, Bubba from Coleman, Alabama, we got some breaking news. Bubba called me before the show, and he said, hey, Joey, I got some breaking news from Auburn, Alabama. I said, man, I don't want to hear nothing else about Auburn, Alabama. But he said, man, I have to tell you. So Bubba from Coleman, Alabama says, a lot of people don't know this, Stingray, but Auburn football players usually smoke before the game. Did you know that, Stingray?
I did not, but I had a feeling because we had Cole Kubelik on, and he actually did a segment a few years ago about the cigar game back in his playing days. So I'm always a little suspicious that they did something down there.
Well, Gus always lets his players smoke before the game, and they're not going to smoke. You know why?
Why?
Because they lost all their matches.
Man, I'm telling you what, Marvin's right. You're special, bud. So, man, we got a great show for today. But, man, what are your thoughts about this matchup? And especially with the news that Nick Saban has come down with COVID and will not be there for the game on Saturday. That really makes things a real interesting for Alabama as Steve Sarkisian takes over the play calling duties.
Well, first off, I think it's kind of weird that somebody got COVID twice.
Yeah, I agree with that.
How I thought you were going to get it one time. That's the first thing when I heard about it. That's the first thing I heard. I was like, golly, how many times can you get this disease?
Well, I feel like that the first one was a true negative because it was a positive the first time and then two negatives afterwards. So I feel like that the first one really wasn't a true COVID test, but he actually does have symptoms today. So that's the reason I think that it is a true COVID test now.
And, and that's the thing that's really upsetting because Marvin's uncle, the one that passed away, I don't want to get his business out there, but I mean, the reason why Marvin's not here, joking aside, COVID is a very serious disease. This is not political, y'all. Everybody's trying to make this into a political thing. It's not political. COVID doesn't understand politics. So while you got the Democrats and people know where I stand politically, I don't make no bones about it, but let's play devil's advocate. While you got the Democrats and Republicans playing games with people's lives, you got to understand something. COVID doesn't understand politics. So, protect yourself. Do what you feel is right.
Well, another big interesting token about this game this weekend is the fact that Bo Nix plays Golden at home, but plays really, really poorly on the road. And that's one of the reasons that they lost earlier this year to South Carolina, was because of his play on the road. That could come into major effect this weekend, playing on the road in Bryant-Denny, and especially after what happened last year with them knocking off Alabama at Jordan-Hare. That is not good news.
Stingray, we don't talk about that.
No, we don't. No,
we don't talk about that.
So I think there's going to be major revenge factor Saturday right here in Tuscaloosa.
I didn't watch that game. Allegedly, Auburn beat Alabama last year. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Do you have the video, Stingray?
Yes, as a matter of fact, and not only did they win, they won going away.
Allegedly. Yeah. First of all, if they won last year, show me the video right now.
I don't have it queued up right now.
Of course not. Of course not, because I don't believe you. It didn't happen. Because Auburn couldn't beat Alabama in an ass-kicking competition. And that's what this Saturday will be, an ass-kicking competition, because Alabama will be whooping some ass. And there's going to be a lot of editing in this show. But
hey, it's going to be fake news, isn't it? It's fake news that they lost last year.
It is fake news. It's definitely fake news, because Auburn can't beat Alabama. But no, seriously, Bo Nix is one hell of a quarterback. I do think, I don't like him personally. Right. Little side note, in my hometown where I'm from, his father coaches my high school alma mater.
That's awesome.
You didn't know that, did you? And his little brother is the quarterback to my alma mater. So that's a little kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. So you got to kind of pull for the family there.
Hell no. I don't give a damn about, man. Anybody named Nix can kiss my ass.
Yes. Yeah.
Anybody. Hey, Bo, come find me. I'll put Marvin Constant on your ass so fast. But anyway, you don't want to. Hell no. I don't even like Central no more.
I got you. Well,
Tommy Tuberville. I didn't vote for Tommy Tuberville.
Dang, that's pretty serious, my friend.
No, hell no. Man, people know what I stand politically, but hell no. I don't. He probably, just like what he did to Ole Miss, he'll probably leave us for another state. I don't trust him.
I tell you what, man. But what are your thoughts about the absence of Nick Saban? You know, when Sarkisian first took the job after Lane Kiffin departed, the Alabama offense looked a little bit shaky there in that championship game on third down. And I'm often wondering about that for this weekend. I'm often, bringing up that aspect.
Man, I got 2 words for you, Stingray. Mac Jones.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that.
Mac Jones. That kid, it is so funny how everybody was counting him out. And this kid has come. And Devontae Smith. I mean, these 2 players are amazing. And if Mac Jones doesn't win the Heisman, I'm going to be shocked. Only reason why Mac Jones won't win the Heisman is because of the hype of Justin Fields or maybe somebody else.
Well, I don't know if Justin Fields throws 3 more interceptions like he did last week against Indiana, then you can count it out for him. I mean, he had a bad game last week. Yeah,
but he came back at the fourth quarter. So, and that's the part that I watch. Justin Fields, you can't count one bad game.
Yes.
To a whole season. Mark Ingram, when the year that Mark Ingram won Heisman, he had a very bad game against Auburn. And Trent Richardson had to come and save us. But Mark Ingram still won the Heisman.
By the way, speaking of Bo Nix, getting back to that, did you actually hear what he said to the media earlier today or yesterday about Mac Jones?
I believe he said something about him having a crush on Mac Jones and he wished that he could play like Mac Jones.
No, but I think this is going to sting a little bit, Mac Jones a little bit. He called him a good game manager. Ooh, that's a little edgy right there because I look at him more as a Heisman favorite than a game manager. So that was a shot under the belt between the two quarterbacks there.
That's his insult. Game manager? Really? That's why I don't like the Knicks family.
And I just took that when I read that, I was just like, Mike Jones might actually have something to say about that after the game on Saturday.
Yeah, after he scores throws for 5 touchdowns, Bo Nix like, man, I'm a good game manager. Man, Bo, shut up. Shut up. I don't, people, you need to know where I come from. When it comes to, I miss Harvey.
Yeah.
I miss Harvey. Harvey, if you're up there for Jesus right now, I miss you, man. Because we need to shut these Auburn Tiger fans up. We need to shut these players up. These players, man, I swear, they think they're something.
Well, I'll say this, though. I really feel like that Bo Nix needs to hold off on talking about good performances until he actually has a good performance on the road. We all know how good he is at home, but away from home, his numbers are awful. I mean, they're horrible. And he's going into the number 1 team in Tuscaloosa. I think he needs to keep his damn mouth.
Number 1 team in the nation.
Yes.
Number 1 team in the nation. That's not just in Tuscaloosa, Stingray. Don't make me call Paul.
Yes.
I got now. He's going to set you straight, Sting.
Bring it, man. Bring it. So what other interesting matchups are you looking for this weekend in the game?
I want to see what's honestly. It's not that I'm interested in the matchups. I'm interested to see Devontae Smith and to compete against Auburn secondary.
Yes.
Show you how. I mean, this is all seriously. I want people in the country to see how limited Auburn secondary really is.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, Devontae Smith can. I mean, he can definitely pass any corner in America right now. He's definitely one of the greatest wide receivers in the United States. Far none.
And, Auburn lost a ton on that defensive line, and they really haven't had a good pass rush this year, and that's one of the reasons why they're lacking on defense right now.
Stingray, I noticed something that you're talking a lot about Auburn. Who are you going for this game?
Alabama, Roll Tide.
Are you really?
Yes.
Let me ask you this. If Alabama was playing Missouri, who would you going for?
Alabama. Just simply because, how can you go against the Tide right now? They are lights out on offense. They're getting a lot better on defense. And, Ole Miss has put up a ton of yards and a ton of points on everybody. So you can't really count that game. And so, I'll look for them to cakewalk into the SEC championship game.
How off the Iron Bowl, how is your relationship with Missouri right now?
It's okay. I'm a fan of college football right now because I have my own show. So I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. So I really don't have any ties to any one team. I just like all of college football.
Well, I have my own show too, and I tell everybody, Roll Tide.
Yeah. And I'll say it too. I don't mind saying it. I have a degree from there. So Roll Tide.
You heard it here first. Everybody, Stingray's coming home. I told you he was coming home, and he's back.
I've got some Alabama stuff right here behind me as well. So
it's about damn time. It's time to burn all that Mississippi State and the Missouri bullcrap and come home. Welcome home, man, Stingray. You heard it here first on the Marvin Constant Show. Stingray is home. He said it here. He said, Roll Tide. He says he's not rooting for anybody else. He says he's not going to take the money-hungry Auburn football players. He's taking Alabama. Roll freaking Tide. I hear you.
And I'll go on the record here and say that Auburn should, they should be thanking the almighty dollar for that championship that they got in 2010 because they paid Cam Newton.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special day here at the Marvin Constant Show.
I mean,
Marvin,
my gosh, man, come on.
you know, and people don't realize this that Mac, Cam Newton didn't want him to go to the NFL.
Right.
He said it was too much of a pay cut. Too much of a pay cut. I mean, Auburn was paying him very good.
And honestly, what has he done since then in the NFL? I mean, what, one Super Bowl run, but he couldn't even get the job done? Come on, man.
I'm a Falcons fan. I don't want to talk about that. Anyway, now as a human being, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't. You know, let's explain this, y'all. For me personally, I'm a sports fan. So when I say I hate the Bo Nix family, I hate Bo Nix, I hate Cam Newton.
Right.
I mean it, but
yeah.
I mean it on the football field.
Right.
You know, this is all joke. It's a joke. I don't wish no harm. And Cam Newton, I said this story once before. We had a sick kid in my hometown, and Cam Newton came down from Carolina all the way to see the sick kid, and not just spend 5 minutes with the kid. He spent several hours with this kid, and you know that show. And it's not like the news crew. You know how you see like the NBA and you know like celebrities will have like camera crews all over this place. The only cameras that were shown was the family's cell phones.
Right.
It wasn't talked about on the news. It wasn't. And that just shows you what the type of person Cam Newton is. So you can make fun of the way he dressed. You can make fun that he made a lot of money at Auburn. We can do all that, but as a human being, I like
right.
Him. Yeah,
it's just a game, man.
Yeah, it's just a game. I don't know about all that. It's
I feel you.
No, because Auburn wins, I'm pissed for like several days. You know, it's Alabama can go 0-8.
Right.
And on that ninth game, you better beat Auburn.
Yes.
That's 7 years of Auburn beating us. That was a long 7 years.
Yes.
I remember. I'll tell you a story, Stingray. I never told anybody this. I was in Anniston, Alabama. Oh, well, actually, I was in Oxford, Alabama. And this was 2008. And I was dating this girl that was she lived up there in Saxe, Alabama. And we went to this place called Rookies. So everybody in Anniston and who is watching this, y'all remember Rookies. And we went to go see the Iron Bowl. And I remember this because they had a guy who loved Florida. And of course, I was drinking, having a good time, and et cetera, et cetera. And we all knew about this Florida guy. But anyway, Alabama beat Auburn for the first time in 2008 in 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Being intoxicated, we went across the street to the mall in Oxford, Alabama, and I was actually, it was a funny story because they had the DVD. I'd never seen it in 20 years of The Secret of the Sword, the He-Man She-Ra movie, and I bought it. And the girl that I was dating's daughter actually took the DVD and kept it. I was mad because I really it was something sentimental for me.
Yeah.
Now you can see it on YouTube or whatever, but for me it was sentimental. I hadn't seen it in 20 years, but the little girl wanted to keep it. Anyway, with that said, I called my uncle with tears in my eyes and drunk, by the way. Got to mention I was drunk. With tears in my eyes. And the girl I was dating was somewhere else. She was probably looking somewhere at the DVD store that we was in. But I called my uncle. I was like, roll tide, Uncle Steve. And he was like, roll tide, Joey. And I was happy. I wanted to call the whole family. Because that's how much the Iron Bowl means. When you live in Alabama, you pick a side. You pick Auburn and you pick Alabama. Which one you going to pick? Are you going to pick the powerhouse, the main school, the
our little brother?
Yeah. Or are you going to pick the little sister, Auburn? And there's a lot of people that do pick the little sister. And the one thing I don't like, Stingray, because I'm glad you're unbiased and you like all college football. But the one thing I do not like is how fans of Auburn want to talk about crap that happened 20, 30, 40 years ago and that has no relevance to anything. You notice that?
Yep. Like the Bo Jackson stuff.
Yeah.
They always want to throw up Bo Jackson. It's like, okay, well, that's one player. Alabama's had like 1 million.
Let me ask you something, Stingray. I didn't ask you. So you're from Tuscaloosa, right?
Yes.
So did you go to the same school that Marvin went to, or was it a different school? Did you go to Central?
Different school.
Okay. But did you know Marvin when he was playing in high school?
No.
Yeah, but you knew him when he was playing in college.
Yes.
Okay. So but how I mean, a lot of great Alabama players came from Tuscaloosa, but was Marvin on your radar?
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Okay. So back to the game. You pick a side in the state of Alabama, and the Iron Bowl is a very important game, and we love it. And I know you love it. I know you was Hell State for a long time. You was doing those little cowbells, got on everybody's nerves. But you tell us what Alabama, the Iron Bowl, really does mean to you.
Man, it's everything, like you said, and especially being and graduating from the University of Alabama. That's one of the premier games every year, and like you touched on, Alabama or Auburn can have a crappy year, and then they just have their game of the century when they play one another. Auburn can be like winless and then show up and stun Alabama. And Auburn can be undefeated, and Alabama can show up and stun Auburn. I mean, it's amazing, man. Now, the last Iron Bowl that I actually went to, the last two, one of them was Gene Chiswick's last year at Auburn, where Alabama absolutely humiliated Gene Chiswick and that team in Tuscaloosa. And the only other time that I've ever been to Auburn, I could not stand it. I went back, I think it was 2007, Saban's first year. Man, that was a miserable football game because of the scoreboard. And of course, it was 23 degrees and misting rain with a wind chill of 15 degrees. It was a nightmare. I've always hated Jordan-Hare because of that. That place really needs renovations. It is a dump. I do not like the Jordan-Hare Stadium at all.
I would speak on that. I went to one Iron Bowl, and it was in Jordan-Hare Stadium. It was the game that I was talking about with Mark Ingram. And only thing, I'm going to tell you this, how obnoxious the Auburn fans are.
Yeah.
If you're an Auburn fan, let it be known right now. I don't need your subscription. I don't need your like. I don't need your you people get on my freaking nerves. You get on my freaking nerves. I don't care. If you want to meet me outside, catch me outside. How about that? And she's an Auburn fan too. Anyway, the point of what I'm trying to make is the amount of throw up, liquor bottles, and all this crap is around. And they're all from Auburn. Because let me tell you, I had a seat. In 2009, I had a seat. Okay. And we sat down. And of course, I had my Alabama jersey on. And my fiance and her son had Auburn jerseys on.
Right.
And because that, it's not that they really are into college football, but their father grew up, my wife's father graduated from Auburn. So of course they like Auburn.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I bought them some Auburn jerseys, and I had an Alabama jersey. And this is my first Iron Bowl, and I'm all psyched up. And we sit down, and all of a sudden, these stupid jokes started here. Hey, excuse me, officer, can you come and get him? He's not supposed to be sitting here. He's an Alabama fan. Welcome to Auburn. I just want to, you smiling like ha, and you just want to go, shut the front door. Just let me enjoy my. And then you got the drunk Auburn fans all around you that snuck in little liquor bottles, and they're like obnoxious. So I had another Alabama fan sitting. I was sitting here, and there's another Alabama fan sitting right over here. And you got to understand, in the first half, Auburn was killing us. They were shutting down Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there on halftime. I went downstairs to get me a pizza and a Coca-Cola. I'm thinking to myself, one, I wish I was smart enough to snuck in the liquor bottles like these stupid Auburn fans. And two, what are we going to do? I now want to go my first Iron Bowl and Alabama lose. And then magically, this god of a man comes down. Nick Saban says, he touches him on his shoulder and says, son, I need you going in there and save us. And that god of a man was Trent Richardson.
Yep.
And he ran over Auburn's defense, and we won the game 21-17, I believe. And it was the happiest day of my life.
That was the year that Alabama went on to play Texas.
Texas,
right?
The national championship, baby. Yes, sir.
I remember that. And by the way, just for you, horns down.
Horns down, baby. Yes. Paul, what are you? I wish I'd got Paul to be on this show so we can. But yeah, it was a great day.
Man, I tell you what, it's a good thing that you're not a Mississippi State Ole Miss fan, because that rivalry has gotten toxic over the past few years as well.
Well, listen, I know you still. I know somewhere deep down. And the reason why you're famous is because of Mississippi State a little bit, but I know deep down you still got a little bit of love for Mississippi State. And as well you should. But let's face the facts. That and I have one of my good friends played at Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
But let's face the facts. That rivalry game is never going to be like.
No.
It's not going to ever be a Michigan,
right.
Ohio State, Auburn, Alabama, Auburn, Army, Navy.
Just simply because of the ramifications of a lot of times. Bama wins, they go to the SEC championship. Auburn wins, they go to the SEC championship. You don't really get that with any of the other matchups.
Allegedly, if Auburn wins, allegedly. We use allegedly because I've never seen Auburn win. If you seen Auburn win, show me the video. Show me the video right now. You can't, can you? No, because they don't win. I know what you're thinking.
I could pull up something, but it probably pissed you off and you cut me off.
No. I know you're saying we were talking about 7 years and I got drunk and I called my uncle. And by the way, that girl, she did have the best sex of her life that night. I'm just going ahead and throw that out there. Anyway. But look at
Stingray. If you want me to show it, I can pull the video of the kick six. I got it on my computer.
Allegedly, it was a kick six.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I don't know anything about no kick six.
Okay. That's pretty good, man. That's slick right there, bud.
But Stingray, you got anything anything else you want to, any input that you want to talk about on the Iron Bowl?
Not that I know, man. I just I love this rivalry and cannot wait to see it. And maybe the win last year allegedly for Auburn, maybe let Gus stay around a little while. But because I know Alabama fans love beating up on Auburn when they come to Tuscaloosa, because Gus has never won in Tuscaloosa. So,
well, he's not going to start now because we're ready. Alabama. Before you go, I see that you took a little jab to Marvin behind you. What's up with the Michigan?
I just actually found this Michigan shirt in my closet. I don't remember where I got it or how, but because of this is my setup for my show, I just wanted to show it on the show with you. And I've also got an Alabama shirt over here behind me. So I was going to switch it out, but then you said, no, don't do that.
That's not what I said. That's not what Marvin. That's not what I said. I'm gonna tell you exactly what allegedly I said that. No, let me tell you what happened. I said, hey, Stingray, Michigan did upset Alabama 20 years ago in the Sugar Bowl. Yeah. Marvin was part of that team. I think Marvin will be very upset because Marvin did party. He did train very hard for that game.
Yes.
And, unfortunately, he was injured, but his team did train very hard for that game. And I think that will upset Marvin. And do not put that Michigan State and Stingray. Exactly, his exact words were, "Man, I don't give a damn about no damn Marvin. I will whoop Marvin Constant." I said, "Stingray, don't say stuff like that. Marvin will kill you, man. Bring it. I take my full forward." I was like, "Stingray, I didn't know you was gangster." Anyway, Stingray, that was very hurtful what you did to Marvin. You need to take, and Marvin, I'm also add this. He also had a Tom Brady shirt on.
Yeah, that you can't even say with a straight face. That's not true. I cannot stand Tom Brady, man. And I'll say this: I don't even like the NFL. It's college all the way for me, man.
I can't say that. The men play on Sundays. I love some NFL football.
And by the way, while we're talking about Alabama, I don't know if you care about this, but the Alabama basketball season tips off tonight.
I don't care.
You don't like basketball?
I was talking to someone. I forgot what interview I was doing, but they don't understand. People don't understand. It's not that I'm an Alabama football fan. Right. I didn't even know Alabama had a hockey team until I went to the Bear Bryant Museum. Right. If I really wanted to root for a college, I'll probably root for Troy. Yes. That's the school I went to. And put money into. So it's not that. It's not about an alma mater. Did you hear the dog barking?
Yes.
This microphone's strong. That's like so far away.
That's amazing.
This microphone's something serious. But shut up, dog. That's an Auburn fan at the door. We train it to kill. But no, we here in Alabama, it's a football town.
Yes.
I give credit. I don't care personally, about college basketball. I do watch a little NBA, but with that said, I'm not an Alabama, booster that will go and support all Alabama sports. I'm Alabama football all the way, 100%. That's just how the way I feel. It's not that, I want all college sports to do good. Even Auburn's track team, you do good, great. Just the football team, that's just me.
Yes.
I'm not. But before I ask you, do you want to plug anything? We were supposed to do this at the beginning of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you see Stingray right now. You see how he looks. You know him. You saw him on Tosh.0. He was a little bit heavy. You saw him on Par Feinburn. He was a little bit heavy. You saw him on all the Mississippi State videos that he used to do and we used to love with the cowbell. You saw how heavy he was, but you see him now. He's lean, mean, and he's ready to beat some Auburn butt machine. That made no sense whatsoever, but I'm going to keep it because I try to be cool.
That's fine.
With that said, Marvin Constant is also trying to get people lean, mean, in the fighting machine with this new book, Physical and Mental Fitness at 40 Plus. Now, right now, you go to Amazon.com and 40plusstrong.com. I had to make sure I get it right because Marvin's not here to correct me. So with that said, you can go to Amazon.com, 40plusstrong.com to order your copy. And Marvin will personally autograph.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome, right? Now, listen, if you're a former Alabama football player or friends with Marvin, he will literally send you a free copy. Unfortunately, if you are the co-host of his show and you looked up to him as a child, he would not send you a free copy. You will have to pay for it. So,
man, that's BS.
Isn't it? That He made me pay for it.
Ah, that pisses me off.
I know, right?
Hey, you could do a rant on him.
I would, but Marvin, hey, Marvin ain't nobody you want to play with.
Right.
Listen, I'm scared of no man. I'll take a beat down before I bow down, but
Right.
there's no need to get a beat down. But nah, I don't know. I may can take him to the store, but I don't know. We'll try something one day. But anyway, 40 physical and mental fitness at 40 plus. Oh, I said it wrong. Physical and mental fitness at 40 plus. I said it right.
You did.
Physical and mental fitness at 40 plus. Read it. It's changing lives right now. Now, with that said, one more thing. Okay, I guess this is kind of premature, but Stingray, give me your prediction. What the score is going to be?
40. Let's see. 52-6. I think they get 2 field goals.
52-6. All right. I'm going 140-0. Alabama. Auburn, you're not ready. You're not ready.
No.
That said, that's our show for today. Stingray, do you got anything special that you want to plug? Because I heard it through the grapevine. Even though you like weather, you got the best sports show on Facebook right now. Do you want to tell the people more about that?
Yeah, man. Thank you. I'm actually the host of the Stingray Show, and we come on. Me and my co-host, who is a graduate of Mississippi State and a fan, and he is actually a former reporter for CSS back before the SEC took everything over. But you can find us on my Facebook page, Stephen Stingray Ray. You can also find the show on my Twitter page at StephenRay30 or my YouTube page, Stingray26. And we have a bunch of guests on. We talk about college football and we pick games. So it's a lot of fun. So when you're not watching these guys who are really professional, tune us in and tell us what you think about us.
Yeah, Marvin's real professional. It's funny because it's weird to have to take over like the Marvin Constant Show, because Marvin said, he's when you don't see behind the scenes, but he's very professional. He's
right.
He wants everything to be perfect. He's this is his show. He's got 100% control of what happens on the show, and
yes.
This is the first time that I'm like, he's really didn't even give me permission to do this. I'm doing it by myself. Like, I guess I could turn it into the Sunday interview.
Yeah.
Iron Bowl special, but we're not. But
I do have one thing final to add to the show, since we're talking about the Iron Bowl. My thoughts and prayers are with Coach Saban, and hopefully he can get over coronavirus really quick.
Man, I'm not going to pray for Coach Saban. I'm praying for Corona. Hell, you know what Saban's going to do to that disease?
Kick it.
We're going to kick his ass. Man, who are you talking about? Who praying for Nick Saban? Man,
you just said earlier that this was a deadly disease. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, to people like me and you and old people, not Nick Saban. Nick Saban will. Man, come on now. This is some people it's like Chuck Norris. Like, Chuck Norris got COVID right now. I mean,
yeah,
COVID probably died a horrible death. It'll be in quarantine. I mean, that's how right now COVID probably be in quarantine for 15 days now, messing with Nick Saban.
Well, Joseph, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving.
I won't. My family's crazy. But with that said, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. I love your show. Once again, Stingray, you are part of the CTS family, even though you don't want to be. You was there for me when I first started. I'm always indebted to you, and I love your show. Everybody, if you haven't checked out his show, check it out, because it's better than this show. Sort of, a little bit, maybe a little bit. But with that said, Stingray, roll tide.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, It's time, baby. Tomorrow night, the Iron Bowl is going down. I'm ready. Are you ready? Stingray, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, my friend. Yes,
All
I'm
right.
actually ready. Hey, I'm wearing red today, and I got my Alabama football right here. So roll Tide.
Yeah, in Auburn, we can tell you where you can put the cowbells. Anyway, that said, this has been a special edition of Marvin Constant Show. Stingray, stay on the line. Everybody else, Marvin and me will see you next Monday.